Hey, 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 I am super psyched for your career reading today, my collective. Career and abundance reading, okay? Let's get it. Let's get right into it. A reminder, these readings are timeless, meaning whenever you've happened to come upon this reading, been drawn to this reading for some reason, there is a message in here for you. Okay, and also a little reminder that these are general for the whole collective, meaning that not everything might fit perfectly, although it might as well. So please make sure you're picking and choosing what is actually your message and which messages are here for someone else. That's where you get to really tune into your sound wisdom. All right? So here we go. This is Sound Wisdom Tarot. I'm Shannon Rose Scott, and let's get it. Let's get your career reading. Spirit guides, high divine, intergalactical beings, and angel guides, please help me connect to the spirit guides of my collective, tuning in for their career reading. Here we go, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. All right, your past energy, 7 of Wands. Current energy, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords collective. Okay. Whew. Wow, okay, you're coming out of something. Next steps. The moon. All right, I like it. And let's go ahead and clarify with another deck, please, with the Osho Zen Tarot deck. Why is the 7 of Wands here, please? Why is the 7 of Wands here, please? Thank you. Okay, sorrow. Yeah, or 9 of Swords. And why is 10 of Wands? 10 of Swords here, thank you. We've got conditioning. And finally, why is the moon here, please? Spirit, why is the moon card here? And the upcoming energy. What does my collective need to know regarding the moon? The moon, please. The moon is about hidden things, so can you give us an indication as to what is being hidden? The moon also represents past lives. Thank you, there we go. Okay, a few cards came out there. We have the mind. Isolation, 3 of Swords. And morality, Queen of Swords. Okay. I'll pull some oracle cards at the end here, but let's figure out how all of these are coming together. So the first card out of the deck, 7 of Wands. This is in your past energy. So the past can mean like a minute ago, weeks ago, years ago. But in your past, you've been having to like really stand your ground regarding your career. You've been having to stand up for yourself a lot and kind of fight off this energy of people that don't like what you're doing, that don't agree with how you do it, that want what you have. I feel like you've actually had a lot of jealousy surrounding you, collective, regarding your career. And career can mean like career in the traditional sense, or like some of your passion projects, the things you're doing in life. Some people have like a more traditional career path. Other people have a wild and varied and very unique path. Wherever you land on that spectrum, you've had to stand up for yourself a lot, like against at least 7 different types of people or communities. And yet I feel like you did it well. You held your ground, even if it didn't feel like it. Even if it didn't feel like it. Because, see, clarifying the 7 of Wands is the card of sorrow. I feel like you had a lot of restless nights where you couldn't sleep, where you were plagued by anxiety and sorrow. because it didn't feel good that these people didn't understand you. You have all these people here who didn't understand you, that didn't get your passion, that didn't I'm picking up really strongly that like you've had a really unique way of working or of doing your job, or a unique job itself, and people just didn't get it. They didn't get you. They didn't understand what you were offering. It's like you're so high, because notice how you're higher than them, okay? You're so high vibing, I think, right? So high vibrational. It's such a higher purpose work thing you've been doing that it was out of like reach for a lot of people. It's like the majority of people are too low vibrational to handle what it is you have to offer. What you have to offer is something special, unique. And so this left you feeling so alone in your past. Or like you tried really hard to like explain yourself, to explain to the people what it was you had to offer, what this offering was about. But people just fought you on it over and over and over. The good news, I know this doesn't look like a good card, but the Ten of Swords is actually a wonderful card signifying that this past cycle of being stabbed in the back is over. So Ten of Swords, tens are around the completion of a cycle, something being over with. And in this case, it's like, this is like the most painful 10. It's probably one of, if not the most, it's like one of the most painful cards in the deck. It's like you were literally stabbed in the back by multiple people, by all these people that you tried to stand your ground against, right? They ended up betraying you. And they didn't do it in a fair way, right? They didn't do it fairly. Your back was turned, like they manipulated you. They perhaps even stole from you. They broke your heart. And this is regarding your career. It speaks to me that like, you really had some sort of perhaps even leadership role. And the people you were guiding betrayed you. This person is like, they've got this deadline here. I almost wonder if you were a teacher. Or again, if you were a boss and there was like deadlines to meet and you were trying to help your team get there, like your team betrayed you right before the end. But look at this. Look at how these swords up here have some flowers growing out of them. So even out of this pain, something new is growing. The card clarifying our Ten of Swords is the conditioning card, the card of the devil in this Osho Zen Tarot deck. This is the devil card. But what it means is breaking free from the conditioning. See, these people that you were holding your ground against, they were trying to make you a sheep like them. They didn't like that you were a lion and had something else to say, that you had a different way of living and being in the world. They didn't like that. They wanted you to be a sheep like them. I just want to be a sheep, ba, 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 ba. Right? That's what they're singing down here. They're just like, we want you to be a sheep with us. But you're a lion. You can't be a sheep, even if you tried. Right? There's that story of Lambert, the sheepish lion, who, thought he was a sheep and tried to be a sheep. But then when he came into his own power, oh my goodness, this story really does kind of go with our theme here. So maybe you need to go look up the cartoon of Lambert, the sheepish lion. Because yes, the sheep turned on Lambert because Lambert wasn't a good sheep, right? He was too big to be a sheep. He was too awkward to be a sheep. He tried to make himself small and he tried to but he couldn't, right? And the other sheep laughed at him and they made fun of him. They kept kind of tearing him apart. They tried to start fights with him. And they ridiculed him. But then a wolf came, right? So sorry, they ridiculed him. They stabbed him in the back. They might have even made him leave the community. But then this wolf came. This wolf came and tried to, and it stole Lambert's mother. His mother's sheep. Even though he's a lion, he was raised by a mother sheep. And the wolf stole his mother away. And so Lambert had to find who he truly was. And he tried to shout out, stop. And out came the best, loudest, most strong, ferocious roar, lion roar. Right? And he realized he was a lion. He wasn't a sheep. He had power and strength way more than all those sheep. And he was able to rescue his mom. And then the sheep all loved him. Really, they should have loved him anyway for being unique and different. But sometimes you have to stand up for yourself more. You have to be betrayed to find your inner strength. And so the trick is, my friends, is to not stay dwelling in that energy of how brokenhearted you are, that this didn't work out, that your team or your students stabbed you in the back. You can be tempted to isolate yourself and surround your heart and your mind and your soul and your giving spirit with hard, cold ice because of what happened in the past. This card is in your future. So the warning here is not to stay in this energy. Not to stay in this energy either, the morality queen of who's right and who's wrong. And that you did this and this and this and this for these people, and they did this and this and this and this to you. Right? That's going to cause you to suck yourself dry. It's going to keep you in a foggy head mindset. It's going to dry up all your abundance. It'll stop you from serving in your most wonderful way possible because you're worried people will betray you again. So it'll actually stop the flow of abundance. It'll keep you in this head game, right? Where you still just keep thinking and thinking and thinking, setting all these fires in your brain of all the things that went wrong, keeping yourself locked, boarding up your heart chakra and your throat chakra, and just being this mouth spewing all the things that went wrong in the past, all the ways these people betrayed you. And I get it, collective, because when this happens to us, it's really hard not to be in this energy. When people betray you, when they literally, well, not literally, when they figuratively stab you in the back, it's really hard not to get caught up in head games and not to just talk about that all the time. I want you to be mindful of how you talk about your past work to other people. It's not that you need to sugarcoat it or pretend it didn't happen, but notice if you're telling and retelling and retelling and retelling this same story of betrayal, because then you'll just keep attracting that. You're going to keep being this sour-faced morality queen, and you're going to keep yourself isolated and brokenhearted. And even though this was done to you, can you step out of the situation in order to identify where did you unintentionally allow your boundaries to be crossed? Where did you unintentionally not listen to the red flags? Where did you unintentionally try to be a lamb instead of the lion that you really are? How did you put on the sheep's clothing? Because even though I know it was unintentional, you weren't trying to do this, but there is a part of you that is can be accountable for part of what happened, right? I know this whole accountability thing can be a hard one to work around. It's not that you chose it or made it happen, but there is a part of you that taught people, that taught the sheep to treat you like a sheep. And so instead of staying stuck and they did this to me and they did that, your way out of this mindset is, okay, so what can I do next time to not allow this to happen? How can I take off the sheep's clothing? How did I pretend to be a sheep and therefore accidentally taught others to treat me as a sheep? That's an important step for you right now so that you can avoid staying stuck here, feeling dried up, staying stuck here, being all in your head, constantly setting new fires off. Like every time you think of that situation, it's like you're lighting the fire again. Every time you speak about the situation, you're lighting the fire again. You're blocking up your heart and throat even more. Instead, you gotta rip off these pieces of wood. You gotta put those fires out. You've gotta untangle the chains in your mind and be like, okay, that happened, but this time I get to act this way. This time I get to be different. And if you allow yourself to change and recognize where you were truly hurt as well, give yourself permission to grieve, then your tears of understanding will melt this ice around you that you've created. Because this is in your future energy. Okay, a reminder, this is over now. Let it be over. Let it be over. And instead of starting the cycle again, or keeping that cycle going of being betrayed by the people you're trying to help, you gotta use the lessons and change your karmic path. So the moon is also a card of karma and past life lessons. So this is a past life lesson this Ten of Swords. And whether you align with the idea of past lives or not, even just in this life, you've had a lot of past experiences of being betrayed, haven't you? Right? This wasn't a one-time thing. This happened to you many times. But in your future step, how you decide to deal with this energy, with being like judging the people who did this to you, with focusing on just continuing to spew about all of the pain and continuing to close yourself off, if you can change these patterns, you get to change your karma and literally change your past life energy and affect future lives, including this one, here and now. Yeah, we have these like lotus flowers at the bottom here, representing that out of the muck can grow the most beautiful thing. Out of this. Out of pretending to be a sheep, you can find your true self, your lion. And the thing is, if these people hadn't betrayed you, you wouldn't have known how to find your lion. So there's a part of you that could practice gratitude for all of the pain, because it's leading you down now the path you're meant to be on. You can heal your karmic past and change it. And where will the lion take you? What is some words of inspiration for our collective tuning in from the Moonology deck, please, Spirit? Let's do it in 3. 1. Oh, thank you. 2 and 3. So before I reveal these cards, I will just ask at this time for your subscription to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed. And hit that like button. Hit that like button. Make sure to comment below as well, even if it's just with an emoji. But also feel free to comment with your story, how this resonates for you specifically. Because the more you connect in with the comments, the likes, and definitely subscription, the more I can tune into your energy for future readings. So thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate all your likes, all your comments. I do read them and I try to respond to them all. Ooh, wow, collective. You get to expect powerful change because your hard work is paying off. We have new moon eclipse. New moon eclipse. Nice. This is eclipse season. We got a lot of eclipses coming up. We've already had one. We have more to come. And there's like a new moon coming up. But again, regardless as to when you tap into this reading, because it is timeless, it's the energy of a new moon eclipse. Eclipses are about like eclipsing out all that which is no longer working in your life. It's like eclipsing that energy out. And new moons are about like new beginnings. You have a whole new beginning here as a lion. And your hard work is paying off. Okay, so just because this happened, all right, remember your hard work is paying off. You get to take that hard work and all those lessons into the future in a more positive way. But you're going to have to work with these energies. And one last message, please, Spirit. One last message. Okay. We shout it out. Wow. Beautiful. Rescue and encouragement. Okay, it's time for you to rescue yourself and give yourself that encouragement that you deserve. Okay, that's another way to heal out of this type of energy, out of this low vibrational, judgy, negative, cold, standoff, and lack mentality, you need to start encouraging yourself here. Okay? That also means like giving yourself the validation you wish others had given you. And when you start to fill that well yourself with your own encouragement, you're going to start having all these other people come in to give you that encouragement too. But it has to start with you. You have to rescue yourself here. Yeah, it's like you're on your own. And you got to come in and rescue yourself. And how do you do that? It's with encouragement, your self-encouragement. So when you catch yourself going into that mindset of they did this and they did that to me, I want you to say things like, yeah, that really hurt. That really hurt, didn't it? Sometimes I like to speak to myself as like big Shannon and little Shannon, and I might even use we, right? So like, that really hurt us, didn't it? Yeah, you're allowed to be hurt by that. And we're not going to let that keep us at their level, right? Don't let them bring you down. You stood your ground for so long. Don't let this betrayal bring you down to their level, because that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring you down, but you're up. You're already above them. Give yourself that validation, that encouragement, and you will rescue yourself from this pattern and rise above it. See the hot air balloon? This is how you're rescuing yourself. You're going to rise above these thoughts and lift yourself to a higher place. It's crucial. It's crucial. Yeah. I'd love to know how this has resonated with you and what you're taking away from it. And I also want to just throw out there that when you catch yourself vibing low, instead of being mean to yourself, right, and saying like, oh, there you go, doing it again. Instead, I want you to use that as a moment to celebrate, oh, I was behaving like those sheep again, but I'm a lion. Good thing I caught that. How can I know it's really easy for me to think of how they betrayed me and all the things that went wrong, but I'm rescuing myself out of that now. I know I did my best job. I know I'm here to deliver a message that is so high, not everyone's going to get it. I know that I'm here to change the world, and I will keep doing my thing. I am here to be the lion, the courageous lion that's willing to not be a sheep like everyone else. And I'm strong enough to do it. Right? Would you add other affirmations down below in the comments section, my collective? Add other affirmations that can help people rise higher after betrayals. I'm so curious. I know there's like an amazing collective here tuning in, and you already have your own wealth of really positive affirmations. Would you write those in the comments too? Even just one, but as many as you wish. I'm so curious as to see what our collective can come up with together as some amazing affirmations that could help us honor our lion heart nature. It's time we stop being sheep. All right? Thank you so much for tuning in. You are the most important part of every tarot reading. It's been an honor to read for you. Thank you, Spirit, for helping me deliver the message. And until next time, keep tuning in. Tune into your inner path, your inner wisdom.